Oh, well, I just wanted to say hi. Would you have time for a quick coffee before your, would you settle for maybe a phone number? I can maybe send you a text or something sometime.
I just got out of something. I'm not interested in getting into it.
Ah, I'm not asking you to get into anything. Maybe a coffee, 10-minute coffee sometime.
You might have already heard this whole notion of the nice guy syndrome. Guys who are overly agreeable, don't have a backbone, potentially even be manipulative because they might, have like sinister intent or an agenda when they get into these friendships sometimes, The guys that are friend-zoned and are friends with the girls for the wrong reasons. They get into these, covert contracts where they do nice things for the girl and secretly expect her to just reciprocate without asking. It's almost like, well, I've been really nice to you and I've been doing these nice things, and doesn't that mean that you're just going to fall in love with me for that? It's almost like a way of compensating for some of their, more attractive qualities by being overly willing to go out of their way to please and to be, extra generous, to do, whatever is asked of them, essentially, in hopes that the woman will somehow see them in some attractive light.
Well, it's just that when I say get into anything, it doesn't have to be in a relationship. It can be just anything like that.
Really, even a friend?
What up, Casanovas? Before we continue, I just wanted to let you know that I'm working on an exciting new product that's going to drop in the next month that's going to teach you everything you need to know about approaching women. So, if you want to be the first to get notified and stay in the loop about launch specials, then join the VIP list and sign up in the link in the description below. Alright, now let's get back into it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's kind of that's interesting. Are you a grumpy person?
And then what typically happens is at some point they start realizing that their side of the contract isn't being met. So they start acting passive aggressive towards the girl, maybe even resenting her on some level. And then, at some point they could even lash out or have some kind of a breakdown or call her out. And she's like, whoa, what? We're not just friends, or you want to be more than just friends?
Okay, don't do lunch.
Why?
That's like the express lane to the friend zone.
What the hell's the friend zone?
See, when a girl decides that you're her friend, you're no longer a dating option. You become a complete non-sexual entity in her eyes, like her brother or a lamp.
I don't want to be a lamp.
And to be fair, oftentimes I feel like the girls deep down know. They're just okay with having that friendship. They hope that the guy's, just gonna stay in that friend zone. But, once that resentment starts to really build, it can get quite messy. The point is that a lot of these guys are very disingenuous. They put on this whole front where they're performing these kind gestures for the girls and they expect something back.
In Germany it's warmer, so...
Yeah, a little bit, yeah. Although you do get some harsh winters sometimes, Some like really cold winters once in a while.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Nice guys, if you think about how they're portrayed in the media or in popular culture, tend to be needy, weak, predictable, boring. They seek approval, they avoid conflict. They can sometimes get passive-aggressive, people who are generally non-confrontational.
I'm Vadim.
Nice
to meet you.
Are you Russian?
I am. But that's not important. What's important is that he's not taking the lead.
What is happening?
Why? I will explain.
Motivational speaker.
I will explain. What are you doing right now?
I'm going home.
She's going home.
You're going home or you're sitting on the grass?
I'm sitting on the grass, taking a break before I go home.
Taking a break from your power jog?
Yeah.
Okay, well, here's what we're going to do instead. There's a coffee shop right across. See the squirrel one right there?
Uh-huh.
They have really, really good espresso and really, really good gelato. What I think is that you guys should run across the street there and grab a coffee, tea, or gelato.
Yeah.
And it'll be really fun and really adventurous.
Man, I remember living with this dude when I was in Miami. And we spent a couple of months together. I found him on Craigslist or Airbnb, and he was essentially renting out one of the bedrooms. And it was a really nice place. When I met him, he seemed like initially like a pretty fun, cool dude, nice guy. I was actually, when I first arrived there, I was there with my ex, And she stayed with us for like a week, and you know, he was very eager to show us both around and, you know, to accommodate us in some ways. But over time, what I started realizing was this guy was super fake and super passive aggressive. And man, nothing irritates me more than people who are passive aggressive, because they just cannot, you know, assert themselves or cannot express their boundaries, just cannot be fucking real with you. So this guy would just, you know, start resenting me and react in these petty passive aggressive games for like the smallest things, instead of just discussing it like adults. And at some point I just had to move out. It was just unbearable. It was super obnoxious. It's almost like they don't know any better but to be nice, right? That's their general coping strategy in the social game. It's almost like a crutch.
You're leaving Yorkville?
Well, I live here, so I'm just actually going to Bloor.
To Bloor. Is it okay if I walk with you for 2 minutes? Listen, I'm gonna go back. I gotta get back to Yorkville, see if I find something. I want to exchange numbers with you.
Sure.
Kind of like when you see these baristas or waitresses, you know, that have these overly fake smiles and these facades that they put on. They're overly cheery. Can I get you any more coffee? Coffee?
So I go to like a young people cool coffee place, and I was like, hey, can I get a cappuccino? And he's like, yeah, right on, totally. Like, he's amazed that he could help me. Like, oh yeah, I got all this stuff right here. That's awesome.
Okay, so first of all, people are going to take advantage of this kind of behavior. You know, when you're too available and agreeable and, you know, just overly kind. And second of all, if that's your only MO, if you're always nice, then people are not going to be as appreciative of your niceness, because, you know, they don't know, are you just being nice because you're always nice, or are you being nice in this specific instance, right? They don't even feel as valued or as valuable, because that's, again, your standard MO. Like, imagine if someone is always very stern and all of a sudden for a brief interval they're very nice. How much more are you going to appreciate, you know, that little moment? I want guys to become multifaceted people, right? Multifaceted men, so that your kindness is only one facet of you.